Just saying, it's a crazy time. You can't afford not to like black people. You don't like black people enough, you could become one yourself. I'm not the only black man with a bunch of mugshots.
Right.
It's them young ones that come.
Yes.
That'll do what you want.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm independent. I pay my bills. I pay the cost to be the boss. You the boss by yourself. Grateful for that, but I just wished of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday.
So Katt Williams went full savage on Shannon Sharpe after ESPN cut him loose. And trust me, he wasn't holding back. Katt's basically saying it's hard to feel sorry for Shannon because after all the UNC advice he got, he still fell for the oldest trap in the book. ESPN decided to cut ties with Shannon right after he settled a $50 million lawsuit with OnlyFans model Gabriella Zuniga. The wild part, this is exactly what Katt had been warning him about. He sat Shannon down on Club Sheehy and spelled out straight to him. But Shannon brushed off every warning. Now look at him, jobless, embarrassed, and scrambling to keep his reputation intact. Instead of playing it smart, he ended up paying a massive settlement, got dragged all over the headlines, and then ESPN dropped him like a hot potato. Let's be real. Any serious network is probably thinking twice before hiring a guy whose main headline is now a lawsuit payout. And Katt Williams, he's over here like, I told you so. Insiders close to Shannon say there's zero sympathy for him. UNCC literally had it all and blew it. One source even revealed Katt didn't warn Shannon about white women for no reason. Katt already knew Shannon was involved with this young OnlyFans model long before the lawsuit hit, and he could see the whole setup from miles away. Katt made it sound like he was talking about some Jonathan Major situation, but he was actually calling out Shannon directly. Once again, Katt may joke around, but he never lies, and Shannon refused to listen. What's even crazier, Shannon agreed to pay millions, thinking the settlement would save his job and erase the drama. But ESPN didn't care. They fired him anyway. Well, Gabriella quit OnlyFans just 24 hours after the settlement news dropped, and she made it loud and clear on Instagram. She said, "Today, I have decided to retire from OnlyFans. Thank you for the incredible support over the past few years. This community has given me a life I could never have imagined. I'll still be active on social media, and I've got several new projects I can't wait to share. I'm truly excited for this next chapter." So, Shannon literally retired this girl for life. She walked away with generational wealth from a wild setup with a 50-year-old man. You really can't make this up. Nobody is cutting Shannon any slack. It's not just that he got played. It's also that this is the same guy who said he wouldn't let his daughter's wedding budget go over $30,000. Fans dragged him hard after leaked texts showed he was paying Gabriella $25,000 for every hookup. I love you. This whole situation exposed just how much of a hypocrite Shannon really is. He lost whatever little respect he had left. He's willing to give millions to an ex-worker, but skimped on his own daughter's wedding budget. One fan even said, "Shannon Sharpe has done so many things wrong, but learning he was cheap on his daughter's wedding really made me side-eye the heck out of him. You paid more for a young woman who saw you as a mark. How dumb was that?" And if all that was enough, just days after settling the lawsuit and agreeing to pay millions to Gabriella, ESPN dropped the hammer and officially cut all ties with him. And just when you thought the drama was cooling off, it got even messier. Sources say Shannon's phone has been blowing up nonstop since the news broke, and everyone in the sports world is talking about it. People can't stop dragging him for getting played, and some are straight up calling him reckless. The crazy part, Shannon tried to act like he had it all under control, but the receipts say otherwise. Fans dug up old clips and interviews where he bragged about being smart with money, making moves, and always staying one step ahead. But now he's the exact opposite. Millions handed over to Gabriella, public embarrassment, and a big ESPN firing. That's a tough look. Some insiders are saying Shannon really underestimated how fast things could spiral out of control. They say he thought the settlement would make the headlines disappear, but instead it turned the spotlight right back on him. Everyone from analysts to casual fans are talking about how a grown man could fall for such a setup, and it's making him look worse by the day. dead. And just to make it even crazier, there are rumors that ESPN executives were already on edge about Shannon's behavior before the lawsuit even hit. The settlement might have been the final straw, giving them the reason they needed to cut ties completely. Now Shannon's reputation is taking hits from every angle. And Katt Williams' "I told you so" vibe is stronger than ever. No one's forgetting this anytime soon. Shannon's career just took a serious detour, and the world is watching every move. ESPN didn't even bother to drop an official statement. People magazine tried reaching out for a comment, but ESPN wasn't having it. They flat out refused to talk about Shannon. As for Shannon himself, he finally broke his silence on July 30th during the Nightcap podcast. While he claimed he was at peace with ESPN's decision, he also admitted he begged them to hold off. Shannon wanted ESPN to postpone announcing his firing until after his older brother, Sterling Sharpe, got inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He said he had to apologize to Sterling because he didn't want his lawsuit and ESPN drama overshadowing his brother's big moment. But ESPN and Disney, zero sympathy. They ignored his request completely. Now, here's where it gets even crazier. Shannon was on the verge of signing a massive $100 million podcast deal before that lawsuit dropped. This deal would have included all his Sharpe media shows like Club Shay Nightcap with Chad Johnson, Club 520 Podcast, The Bubba Dub Show, and Humble Baddies. In fact, on April 18th, just 3 days before Gabriella filed her lawsuit, Front Office Sports reported Shannon was expected to seal a deal that would surpass $100 million. Now, that deal is completely off the table. He's not only out at ESPN, but his chances of working anywhere under Disney's umbrella, including ESPN, ABC, Hulu, and pretty much every major network, are shot. Once you get a public staying this messy, bouncing back in those circles is nearly impossible. All those projects that were supposed to make Shannon a podcast mogul gone the minute he got tangled up with a 19-year-old OnlyFans model. And that brings us right back to Katt Williams' point. Nobody's feeling sorry for Shannon. He had all the power, all the opportunities, and he blew it with reckless choices. So what do you think? Was Shannon's downfall all on him? Did ESPN do the right thing, cutting ties so fast? And how do you feel about him agreeing to pay millions to that OnlyFans model while putting his own daughter on a strict wedding budget? And the fallout keeps spreading. Social media has been going wild over Shannon's saga with memes, hot takes, and commentary blowing up faster than you can scroll. People are dragging him nonstop, and some are straight up saying he played himself so hard it's almost unbelievable. The shocking part, Shannon seemed completely blindsided by how fast things spiraled. He thought the settlement would bury the drama,